You're shopping bulk at the WinCo. WinCo, okay.
Hey everybody, this is Dylan.
This is Reeves.
And we like WinCo.
Let me tell you what, it is so much fun to go shopping at stores that you don't have in your native homeland. Like when I first moved here, I was so excited to go to Sprouts. Literally, the first time I ever went to Sprouts, I bought Sprouts.
I wasn't aware that your first visit to Sprouts was so monumental. I wish I'd been in the know.
Listen, you walk into WinCo, it takes you on this maze, and there's the produce section. There's the bulk bin section.
I first went to WinCo for the bulk bins. The bulk bins are extreme. There is everything that you could imagine.
All the nuts and seeds and grains and candy and spices you could ever want.
I started going to WinCo for the bulk bins, but then I realized there were other aisles too that I could find some handy things, like in the canned goods.
And lucky for you, you got these handy milk crates.
I didn't personally steal these milk crates, but I understand that they are probably contraband. The dairy industry has taken lives from us. I can take a couple of crates. We've discovered there were some good things in the aisles that we'll talk about, and then more recently, I discovered that the freezer section is quite robust.
They have a lot of great frozen vegetables. The WinCo brand, other brands, they're all pretty cheap. They have all the shortcut veggies that we like to grab sometimes.
They do really have good produce, and their produce is really cheap, but I don't go to WinCo often enough to make it my go-to produce place.
Maybe you don't have WinCo in your area, but I love to learn about other grocery stores. Maybe I'm the only person, because when you're traveling and you eat this way, wind up in that area, you might as well check out, other cool places.
So welcome to our third video in our grocery store series, as we travel the country looking for the world's famous grocery stores.
Playlist of grocery stores around the world. What is your favorite local grocery store? Let's show them what we got.
All right, the first thing you do when you get to WinCo is you go after the cans.
They used to have these bigger carts that fit perfectly. This long one and our little square, and then they redesigned the carts and you can't fit them in anymore. It throws everything off.
You want to do the cans first because they're going to sit at the bottom of the cart, and this is what we go for when we're there. First we get a whole bunch of the no salt added diced tomatoes. This is all the no salt stuff. That's kind of the point.
And I want to say they're like 50 cents a can.
But then we get some no salt added canned corn. For me, canned corn and freezer corn are pretty much the same quality.
They're on par.
So tomatoes, tomato sauce, corn, and then you go over to the other aisle and you get the beans. I like to can my own beans. When I can them at home and you follow the directions and you're being super safe, they're always overcooked in the pressure canner. So if you want really perfect beans, here is a no salt added black bean, and they also sell a no salt added pinto bean. These are the Sun Vista brand. I don't know where these come from. It looks like Minnesota. So we get those two beans, and then they do have a low sodium garbanzo bean, but if you want a no sodium garbanzo, you pretty much have to cook it yourself. I used to get them at Sprouts, and they had a no salt and a low salt, and I think they just got rid of the no salt.
So we load up all the cans, and then it's on to
the bulk bins. I like to do the bulk bins in two ways. One is when you buy like the regular people, and the other is like you buy not like the regular people.
What are you talking about? I'll tell you the way you like to do the bulk bins.
Okay.
Where you just go up and you find the Jordan almonds.
No, can't. The only way to have a controlled amount of candy is to just let a couple pieces drop into your hand during your shopping experience. That way you're not buying a whole baggie of them and then gorging on them at night watching the Queen's Gambit.
It's called portion control.
Oh boy. Yeah, if you're buying something like buckwheat, which we don't know if we use that much of, you can buy it in the bag the normal way. We have everything in these bulk bins, all the grains. We were getting a little bit low on popcorn kernels. There was this new 5-grain cereal that I wanted to try. We have all the beans.
Wait a second though.
I'm gonna be waiting a second for the rest of my life. This is sort of a borderline. Most normal people don't buy this much pasta at once. But each one of these is like 5 pounds and it's like $1 a pound. You can't buy pasta, whole wheat pasta for $1 a pound in like the 1 pound boxes.
They have spaghetti in a bulk bin. It's a little precarious. I always think that I'm gonna reach in and crush literally every spaghetti piece.
This is normal people. This is eccentric people. And then there's how I do the rest of it, which is in buckets. WinCo has 25-pound bags. Well, you can well, I don't know how it's been since pandemic, but it used to be that you can pre-order a 25-pound bag of anything they have in the bulk bins.
Oh.
And you save like 5%. You don't do it for the savings, you do it for the convenience and for the hoarder.
And for your bunker.
Prepper sort of behavior that I guess I have a little bit of. Oatmeal, for example. Do I want to get a bag of oatmeal? I'd be done with it and I'd be so annoyed because I have to go back to WinCo like next week to get more oatmeal. So I'll just buy it in the 25-pound bag. There are a lot of 25-pound bags that are stocked, as you can see here. There are many different beans and the split peas and the lentils and the oatmeal and all kinds of things that they just have the 25-pound bags up on the floor. And then if you want other ones that aren't on the floor, you have to ask for those and they'll bring them in the next few days. I don't know if they still do that with pandemic or not. For a while there, they definitely weren't. But they also sell the food grade buckets. So all these buckets and then these gamma lids.
Oh, so you bought these actually there?
Yeah, you can get these lids that screw off. The things that I buy in 25 pounds would be regular green lentils, green split peas, pinto beans, black beans, brown rice, oatmeal, red lentils.
I haven't seen you buy them in a while, so they must last a while.
Well, the last time I bought was March, right around pandemic. It was like 2 weeks before pandemic. I happened to restock on a whole bunch of them. So that's how that went.
What about your veggie blend?
These are very simple. The veggie blend, yeah, because we put the Starch Blaster video up last week. Starch Blaster. And a lot of people were asking where we get the veggie blend. And you can buy it in the bulk bins there. And it's tomato, celery, carrots, onion, and like parsley randomly. And you can get these little buckets and the little spinny gamma lids too.
You always say, I buy this at WinCo. I buy this at WinCo. Now the people that don't shop at WinCo have an idea of what the heck you're talking about.
I have probably 10 buckets like this of all of my bulk stuff.
You can check it out in our basement storage tour.
What else from WinCo?
They do have bulk spices, quite a lot of them.
Flax meal.
Oh yeah,
It had
that's
the
what I
Bob's
mentioned.
Red Mill of all kinds of things in bulk. All the flours, whole wheat flour. They have almond flour. If you can get away with mild thievery, then you can probably have a dip in the candy section. The bulk bins there are the kinds where you don't stick your hands in with a scooper.
Right.
They're the handle ones, and they flush out.
Oh.
Oops. One of those red colored peanuts again.
I'll tell you what else they have there that I like to get sometimes. It's juicing carrots. You juice them. You don't have to juice them though. Riddle me this. Why do they call them juicing carrots? Why couldn't they just be eating carrots?
Because they're blemished and they're the ones the people don't
They're the
want.
ugly
Exactly,
produce?
they're the ugly produce. Every time we've ever bought it, which was 2 times, we've thrown out half of it.
What? That is not true. One time I juiced that whole dang bag.
This is one of the reasons I don't like to go to WinCo with Reeves is because on the way out of the store, you're lined, there's like a hallway going out the doors of little games. The claw
They're
machine.
played so you win. They also have a soda vending machine that is filled with LaCroix, but it was broken when we went. It's always a special treat to put a little quarter in there and you're like, grapefruit LaCroix.
The strategy that I've started trying, and it hasn't worked so far, is to blindfold Reeves at the checkout so that when you walk out of the store, she doesn't see any of those, except she knows they're there, so it doesn't work.
But I still got you to buy me 2 scratch tickets.
There you go. That's WinCo. Let us know what your favorite stores are, like Reeves was saying, local or otherwise.
Yeah.
And we'll try to travel to that store.
You know what we need to make a video about? You guys just got a super H Mart in town.
Oh, is that the Asian market?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go there. See you on the next one.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.